Hi guys, Mecha BREAK just dropped their update notice for July 7th, so in this video I will just be going over it. So, attention pilots, Mecha BREAK will undergo scheduled maintenance starting July 6th, 2026 at 10 p.m, that's my time, so it might be different for you. Login and gameplay will be unavailable during this period, estimated downtime 6 hours, alright. Subject to change, so it could be longer or shorter as usual. Upon completion, all pilots who log in within 14 days will receive the routine maintenance package, which is their 1,000 tokens, not counted towards seasonal accumulation. I always do find it kind of funny that like this 1,000 isn't counted to the seasonal accumulation. I don't know why. It's a little bit strange to me. It might be something in the game code that they can't do it, or because like whatever the 2,000 that they give us over the whole season wouldn't really amount to much. But below are the main changes in this update. Okay, so we're starting off with striker balance adjustments. Panther main weapon Lance adjusted the on-hit effect from preventing targets fluid armor regen for 6 seconds, changed to applying structural breach effect on the target for 4 seconds. Interesting. Okay. So, structural breach blocks fluid armor regen and reduces incoming repair effectiveness by 50%. Okay, so this is interesting. So instead of it having 6 seconds for this effect, now it will only happen for 4 seconds, but it will prevent healing by 50%. That's kind of huge. So you're able to, if someone's just getting like crazy amounts of healing, you're able to like prevent half of that healing going into them for 4 seconds, which I think that might, I'm not a big Panther player, but I think that might be a pretty good change. That seems like that could be super useful. Freyr, sidearm complex shield. Now the fully charged complex shield no longer auto fires the plasma beam on release. Now it requires a second press within 0.5 seconds of dropping the shield to fire. Okay, that doesn't seem bad. I feel like that might... Well, again, I'm not a big Freyr player, but if it now requires a second press, that might be a little bit easier. Like you charge it up and you have a little, like a 0.5 second grace window to aim it a little bit better at someone instead of it like not releasing when you might not want it to. We'll see. Narukami, main weapon, charged beam cannon, close range mode. Optimized projectile hit detection to improve weapon accuracy. Okay, that's really nice. It's saying projectile hit detection makes me think that sometimes the projectiles weren't actually hitting the enemy when like it seemed like you were. So if it optimized it now so you have better accuracy, which probably just means that when you hit it, it actually counts as a hit. I like that change. For Aquila, main weapon, mobile beam cannon, close range mode. Optimized projectile hit detection to improve weapon accuracy. Cool, okay, so that's the same thing as the Narukami there. So there must have been some bug with their close range modes with that. Aux 2 airborne kit. When airborne, energy regen remains at 2400 per second. Ooh, okay. So the airborne kit. Dang, okay. So yeah, that's just a buff. So now you can theoretically, if you have low like main energy, I guess you could just pop your airborne kit while you're on the ground and just regen it slightly faster. That could be nice. Yeah, I don't super foresee any time when I would be using that, because you're usually in the air until both of your energies are completely depleted, and then you drop all the way down. But there might be some situations where this comes in handy, and it's not like a nerf or rebalance, so that's just strictly better for it. Norn, auxiliary 1, high explosive arrow. Damage is going from 1900 to 2000, or 20,000, excuse me. So that's just a 1,000 damage buff that it probably wasn't performing as well as its other arrows, so this probably just brings it more in line with its other arrows, if I had to guess. Yeah. So Inferno, main weapon, and sidearm, charged splitter. You guys, hopefully you guys aren't hearing those notifications. Mute server. Okay. Sorry. Inferno, main weapon, and sidearm, charged splitter. The charged damage goes up from 25,000 to 27,000, so just a 2,000 damage bonus. Not crazy, but again, this will just probably more incentive to go for a charged damage instead of non-charged or whatever. Hurricane, the auxiliary 2, its turret drone. Reload time goes from 8 seconds to 9 seconds. Okay, that's fine. That's not a huge nerf to it, but you'll probably feel that if you're churning through drones a ton on Hurricane. So but again, this isn't going to kill it or anything, so I like that. It's just a super small change to it. Operation Verge and Ace Arena ranked mode. Tier point calculation rules for Operation Verge and Ace Arena ranked modes have been adjusted. Pilots in Master Tier and above will receive a certain point reduction based on their merit in the match when they are defeated. So pilots in Master Tier and above will receive a certain point reduction. So +8 merit, penalty reduced by 10 points. Oh, okay. I mean, personally, I really like this change. So I think what this means is if you do really well in the game, like getting 8+ merit, so like you're SVPing, you're doing whatever you can to win, you're not going to be penalized for losing as hard. You're actually going to, you'll be losing 10 points less if you have 8+ merit, and from 6 to 7.9 merit, the reduction is reduced by 5 points. So maybe if before, like random numbers here, but if you used to lose like 50 points for losing, even though you did really good, now you'll only lose 40 points for losing and still doing really good. So that's nice. Just incentivizes you to always do your best to get whatever penalty reduction, whatever. Okay, Striker stats. Stat display optimization. After this update, maximum stat values will be clearly displayed in the Striker stats list. This cap rule reflects existing stat limits, and actual effects remain unchanged. Okay. When a Striker's stats exceed the limit through mods or performance boosts, any excess boost will have no effect. Oh, interesting. Okay. So specific stats are as follows. So for blast, ballistic, physical, and energy, your defense can only go up to 70%. Okay, interesting, because earlier today I saw somewhere on the Mecha BREAK, I think it was on the Mecha BREAK Reddit, someone had like 85%. I think it might have been like blast defense on some robot, and so now it'll actually be capped at 70. So that's interesting. So you won't want to like stack as much defense of one type on a robot. You'll want to get as close to 70 without exceeding it as you can with all of your mods and everything. And like any after that will be useless to you, so you'll want to kind of spread it out through here. I think that's a fine change. That doesn't seem terrible. Although, yeah, I don't know how to feel about that, actually. We'll see how it feels in game. Striker stat limit adjustments to maintain long-term gameplay health. We like that. And stat system integrity. Minimum stat floors are being introduced this patch. When a Striker's stats exceed these limits via mods or upgrades, the excess will not apply. Energy stats. Energy reactivation threshold depleted. Minimum of 5%. Okay. Energy depletion cooldown minimum of 0.5 seconds. So energy depletion cooldown. So minimum. Okay. So that means you can't just like instantly get energy. You'll always need to wait at least 0.5 seconds before getting more energy. And okay, that's fine. Weapon stats cooldown reducible to 30% of base value, floor of 0.5 seconds. Okay. Reload time manual reducible to 30% of base value, floor. Okay, yeah. So both auto and manual time will be 30%. So I guess like in Spectral Nexus, if you are whatever getting those like 10% less recharge rate or reload time, whatever's, you can only like, you don't ever bother grabbing 4 because you can only reduce it up to 30%. So, okay. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. It's for whatever. They're saying it's for long-term gameplay health, so I believe them with this. I'm not a big fan that it might limit some like super niche builds that we might use or that some people could be using, but like overall, whatever. That's long-term gameplay health. I'm fine with that. Shop rotation. Items in general shop, limited edition, limited set will be rotated after the version update. Existing sets and accessories will be removed. And returning sets and their corresponding themed accessories will be rotated in, yeah, like usual. So Ace Recruitment will undergo their sale rotation, yeah. So if you want the Welkin, Serenith, or Inferno customs right now, buy it like as soon as you can because their sales will be going away and they might not come back for another couple months. But if you're wanting the Panther, Alfred, or Narukami ones, then now is your chance to get them. Or I guess once the shop resets, because they will be going on sale. So those are nice. Season extension notice. Okay. To allow more time for seasonal content and gameplay refinements, Season 4 will be extended from its original July 21st end date to August 4th. Okay, wait, how many days is that? Wait, July 21st end date. That is 1, 2. Okay, so that's 2 weeks longer. Okay. During the extension, all current season contents, modes, missions, leaderboards, and reward tracks will remain active. Matrix contract will also be extended accordingly. Compensation details will be announced separately. Thank you for your patience, pilots. Cool. Okay. So they probably just need a little more time working on stuff. So they're just pushing it out a little bit. That's fine. We'll see. I wonder what their compensation will be. It'll probably be a bunch of boxes or something. And I also wonder, will this mean that the next season, it probably doesn't mean the next season will be shorter. It just means that the next season will happen later, but the next season will still go for the same amount of time. System adjustments and fixes. System adjustments. Optimize the visual effect of the Nebula Radiance frame. Okay, the effect no longer obstructs the striker readiness score on the Operation Storm sortie page. Okay. Optimize the flow of the basic tutorials for Freyr so the tutorial content matches the current complex shield mechanics. Cool. So yeah, they changed the mechanics right here for it. So now they're just updating. I like that they do that. It shows that they're not just like doing this and forgetting about the rest of the game. They're like, we know this affects something, and then so they go in and fix it as such. Optimize the refresh buttons display effect in the Spectral Nexus upgrade interface. Display effect. I don't know what display effect means, but okay. Maybe it was like tough to read or something for some players. Okay. In Spectral Nexus, the upgrade page will now refresh at most one Ooh, okay. The upgrade page will now refresh at most one emergency repair chip to avoid duplicate repair options. Okay, I mean, that's just really nice. That's kind of like a band feature, which I know a lot of people, including myself, have been asking for, is that in Spectral Nexus, like, if you see a chip that you're like, I don't want nano erosion, don't give me any more things about nano erosion, so it won't clog up your, like, the chips that you can choose in it. So this is basically that. So you're not able to, have it like emergency repair to 100% HP on your first thing, and then you refresh it, and then it's like also in your next one. So, I mean, that's just nice. It'll help for all of your runs. Once scheduled maintenance begins, any ongoing Spectral Nexus run will force settle at the next score transition. Okay, so for moving from 9 to 10, please plan sessions accordingly. I actually don't know what happened before. Like, did it just kick you out and not do anything? I don't know. But, okay, so now make sure you don't start, like, a Spectral Nexus run that you know will go for an hour or 30 minutes before the update goes live. Fixed an issue where Luminae using Auxiliary 2 Support Jetwing and Freyr using Auxiliary 3 Phantom Jetwing could not remove immobilization from the modular weapon Pulse Claw. That's funny. So you would just be using Luminae or Freyr and using your Jetwings. Someone would hit you with a Pulse Claw and you'd just be permanently stuck. That's really funny. I've never seen that, but that sounds like a really funny bug. Fixed an issue where Leesness's parry effect would fail when triggering an armor purge or using Auxiliary 3 airdrop kit. Cool. Fixed an issue in Mash Mech where a melee modular weapon that was upgraded then recalled by a teammate did not have its durability properly reset. Oh, interesting. Did not have its... Okay, so it's just a bug with its durability. Fixed an issue where replacing a mod with a perfect quality mod did not fully display the new mod's attributes. Okay, so if it didn't... Okay, so it was probably still, like, applying them, it just wasn't displaying them in the menu. Fixed an incorrect mod names appearing in the mod interface. Nice. Fixed an issue where a teammate's upgraded weapon icon overlapped with the level display in the equipment slot. Fixed an issue where the modular weapon Heavy Sniper Cannon could occasionally consume bullet count to an abnormal value when reserve ammo was empty. Fixed an issue where some Operation Storm items could not be sold for Matrix credits. Fixed an abnormal refresh countdown display for sortie missions under Operation Storm Spectral Nexus Beta. And fixed a brief white screen flash when opening General Shop other access cards. That's funny. Man, that's such a small thing, but like you're playing in like a dark room late at night, you go to look at access cards and you get flashbanged. Oh, that's funny. Okay. There's a couple bugs that I know of currently that they haven't addressed, but I'm assuming that most of these they've been working on for a while, and those bugs that I know of have been are fairly recent, so I'm assuming in the next, whenever we get our next update notice, they will address those, because they usually do. They usually go over everything that we ask for, which is super nice. I'm really appreciative that they, go through all these things, and they're so transparent with it. They're like, they tell us everything in all of these updates. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching through the whole video. If you could leave me a like or a subscribe, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, until next time.